and everything else. So I'd like to say a very good afternoon to all our viewers out there for our fourth edition of ePets Day Out. And look at that. My first guest already getting excited, like, hey, I want to be in frame also. I want to be in frame also. Yes, this is Justin Misson on the fourth episode of ePets Day Out, proudly brought to you by AVS, which is a cluster of N parks. And on this episode, ladies and gentlemen, just before we even start off, I need to sound like a broken record because episode after episode after episode, I'm still making the same announcements. Now, as a lot of you know, we would like to thank every single one of you, as what I said for all the previous episodes, for your lovely support for all these months, all these years of Pets Day Out, and even moving to the virtual platform of ePets Day Out. So thank you very much for your support, for your love, and for your comments every episode. Now keep those comments coming in. Please don't stop it at any one time. And you have anything at all, if you have anything at all in your mind for us to cover, for us to talk about, and to even share with us, you can please leave your comments on our Facebook page at any one time, alrighty? But also, just to let you guys know, PDO or Pets Day Out is actually a regular platform where we provide a rehoming opportunity for animal welfare groups, as well as a means to raise awareness on responsible pet ownership. So once again, EPDO is proudly brought to you by Animal and Veterinary Service, AVS, a cluster of N parks. Now today, we're also making an open call to every one of you out there who are looking for a platform or a way for adoption or pet adoptions to just kindly contact us, and also we can feature you in our future segments or episodes. And all you need to do is to let us know in our email address shown right now at the bottom of the screen, which is avs_engage@nparks.gov.sg. So once again, the email is right there at the bottom of your screen, scrolling past, just like a news brief. I love that. Now, we're also making a open invitation to every pet owner out there to send in videos, whether it's hilarious, it's a video of your pet doing crazy, silly things, or doing intelligent things. Please send these nice, cool videos in to us at the same email address of avs_engage@nparks.gov.sg. And if your videos are featured in our next EPDO episode, we will be sending you some lovely gifts for your pet. Alrighty? So remember that. Please keep those videos coming in, those comments coming in, and she's getting all excited right now. Now, do leave us your contact names, your name, your contact details, and all that stuff, because once your videos are selected, our backroom team needs to get in touch with you to send you your lovely gifts catered and curated for your pets. Alrighty? Now, in today's EPDO episode, ladies and gentlemen, we're going retro. Yes, retro, because our first guest today, I'm going to be telling you more about that later. Our first guest today is indeed a remarkable musician and a dear friend that I have so much respect for. And as you can see, that guest that's joining us is already eager, like, can you just stop talking and bring me on air right now? I can't wait anymore. Yes, get into frame, yes, because it's always the dogs and the cats and the hamsters that get the limelight and not me, ladies and gentlemen, yes. So, before anything, the tail is like slapping everything on set, and I think I'll end up having to reset up the whole entire set for this EPDO. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll also be introducing a new segment today, which is called Home Shopping, and this is a short segment for viewers to shop for your pets, and better still, you can actually get some exclusive promotions and discounts only live today at EPDO. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this is a live show, and this dog knows where to go. Chrissy, I got a bad knee, Chrissy, it's not recovered yet. But I like this physiotherapy. So I'm even losing sense in my script. You know what the heck, let's just go into this. I don't think any one of you wants to hear too much of this, but we got to say a very big thank you to our sponsors and our partners also, our AWG partners and our sponsors, which are Addiction Foods, Husa, Pet Lovers Center, Purina, Rafco, and Silver Sky. Alrighty, without further ado, I guess she's like going, can you just shut up, Eurasian bloke? I want to come into the frame now. Let my owner talk to me. Look at it, I see myself on screen. Ladies and gentlemen, today, live here, next to me, this bundle of joy. You won't believe it is a 13-year-old retriever, and it's called Chrissy. And who's the brilliant owner of Chrissy, ladies and gentlemen? None of you out there, I'm just really getting distracted by this episode. To hell with the script, forget it, hey. On this episode, my first guest, ladies and gentlemen, is a half of that very dynamic musical duo who has been plying the trades for so many years in this industry, and they have created a brand name for themselves known as Jack and Rai. And yes, this is Jack, not Ray in the picture, but it's Jack Ho along with Chrissy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring Jack into the frame right now. How are you, man, bro?
Good, bro. How are you? Sorry.
I don't know how to answer that question. How are you? I'm totally tickled. I've been ruffled in the wrong place by this jewel of a dog. I swear.
Yay,
Chrissy,
yes. Chrissy.
13 years old, and she doesn't behave like a 13-year-old. She behaves like as if she's still 3 years old and still eager and still so full of life.
I'm really, really, really very grateful. Every day I hope that, she just has a fun time. And yeah, like you said, she's still like a little puppy. She's 13. Actually, she's going to be 13 years old come December. Exactly. So 12 plus, almost 13 lah.
So almost 13 in
almost
December.
13,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. So on the average, year on year, how have you celebrated Chrissy's birthday?
Well,
Just off the cuff.
Off the cuff, I think every year we try to bring her out. I mean, in her earlier years, we always bring her to the beach. She loves to swim. So she loves to hit the water. But now, like over the last 2-3 years, me and my wifey, we're controlling that a bit more because, she go water, then she swallow a lot of seawater. So, and water gets in their ears. And I think I have to be a bit more mindful that being a senior citizen, sometimes she has we have to be mindful of all the little thing the water get in the ears.
Correct.
Then infection,
Infection,
so
all
all
that
these things,
stuff. When it comes to age,
yeah,
that's right.
that's right.
So can you just roughly let the audience know what is the history between you and Chrissy? How did this love and this relationship come about?
So we actually got Chrissy during my wife's birthday. So it was about like 12 plus years ago. So we bought her on Valentine's Day, and she was actually my present to my wifey back then, my girlfriend. And so me actually the funny story is me, Ray, and my wifey brought her back to my place, and so that was the beginning of Chrissy Gonzalez. She actually has a last name.
She actually has a surname to that, like Chrissy Gonzalez, which is why, for those of you out there who do not know this, we've actually got a very, very proud supporter, and I presume this is the person that gave Chrissy the surname, which is Ray. Ray is live on set, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are so inseparable. I swear to you, you may not see this because we are not bringing Ray into the picture for obvious reasons, yes? Because if Ray comes in, then it will be like Chrissy plus Ray. It'll be very tough for me to handle the situation. Yes, right, yeah. I may be a pet lover, but I'm not a childcare center for Ray. I mean, not that he's childlike, but I respect these guys a lot with the musical talents. Now, question.
Yes.
Looking at the energy that Chrissy has, and knowing how busy you guys are, I mean, you and Ray, you guys always have gigs and stuff like that. So year on year, I mean, pre-COVID.
Yes, pre-COVID.
So how did you guys manage to actually, for you especially, how do you manage to have time with Chrissy?
Actually, that's a very good question. I think pre-COVID, we're running around a lot. My wifey as well, doing the F&B thing.
Correct.
So we do feel bad. I mean, I have to be really honest. I think Chrissy, thank God, she's a very she looks hyper now, but she's actually pretty well behaved at home. And I do feel bad. Some days, like, at one of those peak times running around, she can be at home for 7 hours, 6, 7, 8 hours, at one stretch. And and we do, feel really, really bad that she's all alone at home. But when she comes back, like all dogs do, they welcome you with that energy and all that. And but first thing I do is quickly bring her down to PP and Poo lah. So that's the most important thing to do.
The P and P, not PAP, but P and P,
PNP,
Sorry,
PNP.
P and P, P and Poo,
P and
Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything political on this program. It's not, because I'm still doing a governmental show after all. Okay, I'm getting weird stares from the people from NParks right now. Like, hey, hello, from AVS going, hello, we are paying you. Please say the right thing. Don't say the wrong thing. Okay, because we still got a AVS plan. Yes, we have an AVS plan. Okay, even though it's East Coast, West Coast, doesn't matter which coast it is. Look at that. Look, it's so well behaved. What a beauty Chrissy is at 13. This is like wine. She's like wine.
Really, she looks pretty good, and she's actually a bit small size. So I don't know whether it helps, but because she's a bit smaller, I think I would dare say she's like 20-25% smaller than the average retriever. So maybe that makes her a little bit more lightweight. Maybe the hip dysplasia thing that Goldies are very used to having, she seems to be displaying mobility wise, all still pretty good.
Now, Jack, I'm going to ask you this question. How has Chrissy changed your life and your family's life? I mean, you're married with kid, right? I mean, I do follow you. So how has that affected your family life?
I think, pre-baby, with me and my wife dating, I think she was really like she still is our first daughter, as we always say. I have to also honestly say that Chrissy has taught me a lot about being patient between me and my wifey and Ray as well. You know, I'm always the kanchong one. You know, having to rush here, rush there, rush here, and you know,
I
cause.
totally agree on this one because if you didn't know our home viewers, you didn't know just 10 seconds before we started this live stream, Jack sat down. 10
I-
seconds before we started. Thank you.
I love Ed Park. Sorry, Wayne. But yeah. But you know, so you know, Chrissy really teaches me to slow down, and now that she's being a bit older, I feel bad. Sometimes you know, I'm like, oh damn, I gotta run up the steps and all that, and then Chrissy's like, hey, whoa, 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 you know, and I have to like, okay, chill. You know, everything can wait a bit. My wife reminds me that too. You know, slowly walk up the steps, and I stay in my place has also a duplex, so she needs to go up and down the steps. So I do you know have to be a bit more patient on that. But with you know the baby coming and all that, I'm.
Stay duplex. MC, stay HTV.
Hey, don't like that.
Okay, sorry. You just kept talking. Ignore me. Just kept talking here.
And yeah, so and when baby came, one thing I'm very happy is that you know our wish was always you know to have our first child and then have Chrissy being around, and thank God you know everything's still good and everyone's together, and you know Godpa Ray is also around, and we are happy
Godpa Ray.
family. Yeah, so Godpa actually Ray is the Godpa to my daughter and the dogpa to Chrissy.
Dogpa.
Dogpa and Godpa.
He sounds like a Manchester United player. Poor Dogpa. Sounds damn sad. Okay, now this is on I'm going to just switch it around to be a bit more serious right now.
Yep.
Chrissy's 13.
Yes.
I've had 2 dogs in my life, and both lived to a very ripe age of 17
Wow.
for the first, and the second one was about 18 and a half before they both went on their beautiful heavenly ways. So how difficult is it to look after an old dog?
I think you, like I said just now, I think a lot of patience, but I think also, I think regular, how to say, I think like when I bring her for her checkups, or maybe when she's not feeling well and all that, right? Just to share, about 2+3 years ago, I actually went for an operation. Doctor was feeling, then she's got a lump on one of her nipple. So we observed that a little bit. So you know when the vet tells you, you know, okay, I feel a lump here. It's the size of maybe a small, you know, like a small little pebble. And then you know every day or every week I make sure you know I observe that a bit. And actually the lump grew bigger. So I brought her back to the doctor, and the doctor said, okay, I think to be safe, let's take up the lump, you know, because she still, so they have to do all these tests whether she can be fit to go on the GA and all that. So you know, it was really hard pain lah, you know, but she went, you know, everything all good, you know, and God bless, she's still here, and one nipple lesser, but all good.
You do know that this show, we've got children watching it, right? But I love the honesty. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, folks out there watching this episode of EPDO, this is as true as we are, because we want to deliver the right message. We don't want to come here and paint and sugarcoat everything and tell you that everything's beautiful, pet is good, this is that. But we will tell you the perils of having a pet, and what's the issue of having a pet at home, how you can care for it, and how much you have to sacrifice, and how much energy you got to have with you to even face up to a 13-year-old dog who, in terms of human age, you just times 7. Think about it. It's like your granny still being so active and asking you every day to go do a marathon. This is craziness. How much has Chrissy brought joy to the family?
Immense. That's all I can say.
I can tell looking at you.
Now, but she was a bit scared. I mean, she was a bit sad when Charlie, my girl, came along, because
really?
because when
Jealous.
Charlie came, jealous. I mean, not jealous. Like, Alama, why is this little human being come, and then you know, mommy and daddy has to fuss over her. Girl, obviously, you know, during first year, you also blur about being parents. But I'm so happy now that she's 2.5. You know, now these two, you know, they are running around, chasing each other, grabbing toys. So now the toy party in the house, right? There's no like, this toy belongs to her and that toy belongs to Charlie. They are like rushing and running around. So that's fun. Yeah. So yesterday we just had another one. So I'm teaching my daughter, you know, you want Chrissy to let go, you know, you've got to butter trade with her something else. So these are the fun little things that we do at home.
And I hate to tell you, Jack, but I think I may be your in-law very soon. I may be your son-in-law in less than 5 minutes. If Chrissy carries on like that, I swear to you, there may be certain relationships that is going to be building up between me and Chrissy. Chrissy, you are such a darling. Do you know that? Oh my God, yes. I know you're looking for a new love. It seems I'm only attractive to the older female versions of life. Why? But I'm not appealing enough to my mother and my mother-in-law. Why? Life is unfair. If life were to be fair, I would have had hair every time I say this. Now, Jack,
Yes.
your message and shout out to the audience who are watching this show right now
I
about
think
old pets.
about old
Your
I think
take on old pets.
you know what? I think they really they need a lot of patience, and sometimes being old pets and all that, you have to be patient because unfortunately, they also pee pee and poo poo. They can't control their bladder that well. I know, we are all leading very rushy days, and our schedules are very busy, but they don't mean it. Sometimes she has a gaggy moment and she pukes on the floor. And yeah, I exercise a lot of patience. Give them as much love as you can, and I think bring them for walks, and yeah, and I think you should be in for a nice time with your old doggy or old pet, whatever it might be.
See, it's absolutely well said there by Jack, and I think Jack has already shared enough of what a old pet. It doesn't have to be a young puppy that brings you joy. In fact, caring for an old pet like Chrissy, for example, a 13-year-old, you can actually learn to have character building in your family. If you have kids, you can actually train these kids to have good virtues and good characters in them, so that in your later years in life, your kids not only look after your old dog, but they look after the older dogs also. So this is also part of growing up, whereby I truly appreciate Jack for coming onto our program today to share more about how it is like to have a dog that's 13-year-old to care for, and old is still good. I'm not going to say old is gold, but old is good to a certain extent, because Chrissy has adapted so much to Jack's lifestyle, Jack's family lifestyle, to even having a new kid on board. This lovely Goldie right here has gone on to be a part of the family, integrate, and be one. This is so lovely. In fact, Jack, you know what? I thank you so much for coming on board
You're
the
welcome.
EPDO segment to tell us more about Chrissy, how to handle and how to look after an old doggy. I'm not saying all is not good, but all is good. Like I said, that's what the theme is today, retro. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in showing our appreciation to the very brilliant, very happy-go-lucky. As you can see, old dog brings happiness to a young man. So ladies and gentlemen, Jack Rai from the very brilliant musical duo of Jack and Rai. And it's time for me to say goodbye to Chrissy before she starts to go all over me and jump all over me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Jack, for being around today on this
you,
episode.
Justin.
And yes, Chrissy, you can go and find your
Okay.
dog pa right now.
Let's go find
Ray is right there, Mr. Ray Gonzalez. But ladies and gentlemen, at this point of time, we're going to head into our first round of program, where most of you are going to enjoy some beautiful gifts for your dear pets. Now, in this round of giveaway, it's going to be different from the rest of the time, where we just pose you a couple of questions based on the segment that was covered earlier. For this episode of E-Pets Day Out, this 4th edition, I'm going to be like a public announcement system. Oh my gosh, I feel like some SCDF thing. Dang, 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 dang. No, it's gonna be serious, okay? So it's all about how you handle your pets and about having social responsibility, how you practice etiquette, and how we work together as a community despite the racial diversity that we have in this country. Now, in this first segment, we're going to be sharing to you about how to be a responsible pet owner if you have a dog as a pet. Now, as most of you know, having a dog, as what Jack has already mentioned, I myself used to be a dog owner of 2 dogs in the past. It's not easy. It's not easy. You've got to bring the dogs down for a walk, make sure that they feel free to roam around, because if you start to coop up a dog in the house, it becomes very, very scared. It becomes very, very introvert, and that's not what you want out of a dog. Because if, like for example, you guys would know, during the course of CB, the circuit breaker, if you guys were kept in your apartment, in your houses, day after day, week after week, you also will go bonkers and go absolutely berserk. That's why a lot of people are suffering from mental stress and stuff like that. So just likewise your dog. But once you bring your dogs down, ladies and gentlemen, I have had encounters of dog owners out there who totally misbehave because of the dog's behavior. Now, please do take note that we do have people out there who are from different religions and beliefs like ourselves also. Like for me, when I bring my dogs down in the past, I used to go, okay, when I go down with my dog downstairs to walk and all that stuff, I need to bring along a plastic bag, some old newspaper, a big bottle of water from the tap, with the recycled bottle kind of thing. So I have to bring these down just just so in case my dog starts to poo, I can pick up the poo, clear it up, and not create a mess for other park users, for other residents, and for other Singaporeans alike. And if they pee along the way, I mean, thank God my dogs don't used to pee like at concrete areas. They'll just go to the grass patch, like start to, and then they start to pee, raise the leg kind of thing. So if we start to think about other people in terms of society, our fellow Singaporeans, residents who don't have pets around them, people who actually take the common areas to walk around. If you start to have dog pee, one dog pee, okay. Imagine 20 dogs, 30 dogs all start to pee at the one location. Wouldn't the stench then become very, very unbearable? So it wouldn't hurt you to actually take a bottle of water, and after your pet actually pees, you can just douse it or clean that area up a bit by just sprinkling some water on the area, just like some religious ritual. Huh? And of course, if your dog poos, please don't just walk away and say, hey, I'm not going to pick up no crap. Please, if you don't pick it up, then who's going to pick it up? You mean what? Your dog knows how to clean up after itself? No, right? So let's be responsible dog owners. And if you want to bring your dogs down for a walk, please don't do it in the middle of the night at 1:30 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, because that is a crazy timing. Yes, I know some of you have got work, you come back late, etc., but if you go out in the middle of the night and your dog starts to bark crazily, then how? Correct or not? So we must always spare a thought as pet owners when we bring our pets out for a walk and whatever stuff we want to do with them. So the question now comes into play for you to win some lovely prizes that can be curated for your pets. The question is, what are the actions and things that we should do as responsible pet owners? That's the question. It's an open-ended question. The first correct answer that comes in will be walking away with some really fantastic gifts for your pets. So the question is, as responsible pet owners, what are our duties to help create social harmony? Key in your answers right now, as quickly as you can, into our comment page as soon as possible. And the first answer in, if we look at it and we find it's correct, the backroom team from NParks or from AVS, they say, hey, this is good enough, then we will give you the prize and we'll get in contact with you. Quickly now, quick, fast. I'm still having the feel of Chrissy just now. Very good. I got Celestial Lim right there. Your answer is pick up dog poo. But you must be specific. Pick up your own dog poo. Don't everybody's dog down there walking around. You see the fella poo, you go and pick it up, because we're not going to pay you for picking up other dogs' poo, okay? So very good, Celestia. Good answer right there. Pick up your own dog's poo if you take them down for a walk and for them to defecate. Alrighty? So right now, our backroom team will be in touch with Celestia to talk to you about what sort of prize can be curated for your dearest pet. But here, right here today, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the favorite part of everybody's time on our EPDO, and this is the chat with the vets. But on this episode, we're going to do things a bit differently. In the first round, our pets will be talking to you and sharing with you. But at a later point of time during this episode, the vets will then be answering the vets. The vets will then be answering your questions post. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have two very brilliant vets joining us today. We've got Dr. An Hui and Dr. Kelvin Ho from AVS to share the insights.
Thanks, Justin. A very good afternoon to all our viewers, and thank you for tuning in to our 4th edition of ePets Day Out. My name is Dr. An Hui.
I'm Kelvin Ho.
And we are veterinarians at the Animal and Veterinary Service, a cluster of the National Parks Board. The AVS is responsible for safeguarding the health and welfare of animals in Singapore. On a day-to-day basis, Kelvin and I care for and rehabilitate animals at the Animal Management Centre and strive to find loving homes for as many of them as possible. Now today, we will be sharing a little bit about the common health issues that older pets may develop, as well as share some tips on how you can care for your senior pet. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and we will address them in the later segment. Now, with improved vet care and dietary health, our pets are now living longer than ever before. You might be wondering what age a pet is considered senior. Now, for this varies, but for cats and small breed dogs, they are generally considered geriatric at about 7 years of age. Larger breed dogs have shorter lifespans, so they are generally considered senior at about 6 years of age. Now, we like to think of our pet's age in human terms, but it's not as simple as multiplying it by a factor. So, for instance, a 7-year-old dog may be considered between 44 to 56 years old in human years, depending on the size of the breed. Earlier on, you guys met Chrissy, who is about 13 years old. Now, in human terms, that will be considered about 82 years old in human years. Now, age is not a disease, but as a pet gets older, we need to look out for changes in activity or behavior which may suggest underlying health issues. older pets are more likely to develop diseases such as heart, kidney, and liver disease, cancer, or arthritis. And they can also get dementia. Let me share a little bit more about the common signs of cancer, arthritis, and dementia. Now, cancer affects 1 in 4 dogs or 1 in 5 cats. It actually accounts for more than half of the deaths of dogs and cats over 10 years of age. Common signs of cancer includes visible tumors or masses, lumps, bumps, and discoloration of the skin. You might also notice swelling of the abdomen or pain or lameness. Other things include bleeding from the mouth, nose, or other parts of the body, non-healing wounds, and they can also have persistent diarrhea or vomiting or sudden changes in weight. If you notice any of these signs in your pet, do bring them to a vet for further assessment. Now, moving on to arthritis, if you find that your pet is avoiding active play or walking or active running, or having trouble with its daily activities such as jumping up on its favorite chair or climbing the stairs, your pet may have arthritis. It may have stiffer joints, seem more depressed, or react aggressively when you touch certain parts of its limbs. The signs of arthritis can also be subtle, such as your pet sleeping more, or it just being generally less interested to go for a walk or be interested in play. Signs of arthritis are often similar to signs of normal aging, but if you see any of these signs in your pet lasting longer than 2 weeks, bring them in to a vet for a further assessment. Your vet can help with a treatment and management plan. Now, moving on to dementia, older pets may lose some of their cognitive function, which may develop to what's commonly known as dementia. This results in changes in mood, behavior, as well as memory. You might notice that your pet is confused or disoriented, even in a familiar environment. And it might also start having more accidents around the house, such as peeing or pooing. It might be unusually aggressive, nervous, or anxious, or bark or meow, even for no apparent reason. Other signs of dementia include changes in sleep patterns, as well as pacing or other repetitive activity. Now, you as your pet owner, you would be most familiar with your pet's daily routine and behavior. So if you notice any changes in this activity or behavior, you might think something's amiss, do discuss your concerns with your vet. So I hope you picked up some useful tips on different health issues that older pets can develop and what you can look out for. I'll now hand you over to Kelvin, who will share a little bit more on how to care for your senior pet.
Thanks, An Hui. So now I'm just going to share with you some of the tips and things that you can easily do at home to provide care for your senior pets. Now, the first thing is that do take some effort and time to monitor your senior pets. And one of the easiest things you can do at home is to regularly weigh your animal, for example, once a month. So drastic changes in weight can actually indicate problems. So for example, sudden decrease in the weight of animal can suggest underlying issues like hormonal issues or renal disease in cats. But at the same time, you don't want your animal to be overly obese because extra weight can place a lot of stress on your joints, and sometimes it can also exacerbate conditions like heart issues. Other things that you can easily observe in your animal is their feeding, their urination. So for example, if your animal is actually urinating more or drinking more, again, that can be signs of disease such as hormonal disease. Now, the second tip is that continue to provide regular exercise for your senior pet. Aging does not mean that you stop all exercise, but it's good to continue that regular exercise so as to provide some variation in their lifestyle, but at the same time also to maintain overall muscle strength and also keep the joints supple. But take caution that do not overexert your animal because sometimes senior pets, they do have reduced physical capacity. So if your animal is out of condition for some time, you may actually consider slowly increasing the exercise over time until they get back into condition. And instead of bringing your dog out for, say a long walk for an hour, you may actually bring them out for shorter walks over a period of a day so as to give them a regular exercise. And while you exercise your senior pet, take some time to look at their muscles, their joints. You know, sometimes you may observe there may be asymmetrical growth in parts of their limbs, or sometimes they may get a little bit stiff, or they can shake their legs because they are weak. And these are signs that, you know, may prompt you to bring the animal to the vet to have a look. Now the third tip, you know, continue any grooming or any dental care that you would provide your pet, like any life stages. So depending on the breed of your cat and dog, okay, the frequency of grooming may differ. So when you're actually grooming your animal, take some time to check for any parasites, for any lumps on the skin, because this can actually indicate underlying issues again. And the skin is usually the first organ that present with signs if there's any underlying internal issues. So for example, hair loss may indicate hormonal issues. And sometimes an aged cat may not be able to groom as frequently as they want because they may have stiff joints that causes pain in them. And again, that presents itself as skin conditions. Last but not least, do make lifestyle changes as your pet ages. For example, with their declining senses. But generally speaking, pets are able to adapt quite well with declining senses. So for example, they're able to compensate by using other senses if they lose their hearing. So for example, if an animal loses sight, what you can do is to maintain your home environment as much as possible so that your animal maintains that mental map of their home environment so they do not get too surprised by furniture that gets into their way. Last but not least, I just want to stress again that aging is a normal process of any pet's life. So what you can do as a dog owner or a cat owner is to provide as much care and attention to your animal as possible, to let their animal enjoy their golden years just like what we humans do. And do remember again, I want to stress again that pet is a commitment of a lifetime. You have to provide that care at every life stages. So hopefully you gain something out of our sharing session. And if you have any questions, do pop them in the comments section below. And I'll pass the time back to Justin now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lin and Dr. Ho. Thank you so much. And I love the way how Kelvin mentioned certain things, and I felt like it was associated and related to me. My goodness, first thing about over-exercising at a certain age. Yes, yes, yes. Don't try to push the limit when you know that it's already your limit. Likewise for your pets also, unless you want them to suffer severe injuries and go for operation and surgery and stuff like that. So please do care for your pets like how you would care for a fellow human being. And also about hair loss. Wow. Wow. Dr. Kelvin Ho, thank you, hair loss. I'm at a loss now, man. Whew, this is so hurtful. This is hair loss by choice. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next after our vets sharing, we'll just like to remind you that they will be taking on your questions later during another segment of the program. And you can actually pose your questions right now in the comment page, as what Dr. Kelvin has already mentioned. So kindly please key your questions in as quickly as you can, because later on, when they come back again, it will be for the Q&A segment of the program. But here right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move into our second giveaway segment of our program, whereby we will be handing out some lovely AVS limited edition merchandises along with some goodies and treats from our sponsors for your favorite pet. Now, we spoke about dogs earlier, being civic-minded, how socially responsible we should be as Singaporean pet owners, because it's true, we Singaporeans are just very united, but sometimes we do get carried away when we're out doing our own things and bothering about our pets, and we just kind of forget about everybody and everything else. So let's stick to this motto of SG United. Even during this pandemic period, we can still spare a thought and show the unity in diversity of what our country is all about. Now, in this segment, we're talking about cats, cat owners out there. Now, if you have cats in your homes, if you're a cat owner, you have a lovely pet cat, you may want to take note that you may want to put your pet cat as much as you can, as much as possible in the comforts of your home to avoid them walking out and then, getting run over by cars, because sometimes cats like to sleep under cars, and then once you go into the slumber, they sometimes may not wake up because they may be domesticated already until the extent that they don't know what's going on outside and they may be foreign to certain sounds. So when you have your cats who are going to be lingering outside, walking around, they may be passing motion, they may just, poo at your neighbor's doorstep, which some of my friends have encountered, and that's why they are like angry with cats. But I'm telling them, hey, sometimes you cannot blame these cats because this is their natural instinct. You cannot stop a pet or a cat from its natural environment and how its natural character is all about. So in short, for cat owners out there, if you want your cats to feel very warm, very, very active, you can give them scratch poles at home, give them some toys to play with. In fact, you can build up a little corner in your house just for them to have fun instead of scratching your furniture, biting things off. And the most important thing is to avoid cats from getting and sneaking out of the house. You can actually mash up your gates, your doors, your fences, your windows and whatever not, so that the cats do not leave the house very, very easily. That's why there's a system called cat burglar, because cats are just that dynamic. They are able to move and weave themselves around. So now, we've come to the point of time in this part of the program where we will be giving away some lovely gifts and merchandises, and we need you as cat owners or even just as pet owners out there to just type in your answer to the question, which is going to be, as what we had earlier, ladies and gentlemen, what should we do as cat owners in order not to make things disharmonious around the area that we live in if we are cat owners? What are the safety measures we can take in order to prove that we are socially responsible cat owners? Key your answers in right now. And of course, the first answer that comes in, there's no right or wrong. It's what you think and feel should be the responsibility of a cat owner in order to create social harmony. Keep cats indoor, Ivan Ho. And Ivan, I think I've been watching you every episode and you've always gotten answers correct. By now, I think your pet should be very well fed already, man. Ivan, you are absolutely correct. Well done. Keep your cats indoor at all times if possible. If not, just try to be a bit more wary of their whereabouts. And if you can, just give them some toys to play with at home, or even just fence up or mesh up your doors, your gates, and your windows so that no accidents will happen also. This is for the good of your pets and your cat, alrighty? So ladies and gentlemen, remember we've got a lot of giveaways coming up, and we also have some very special home shopping segments whereby only on today's episode of EPDO are you able to enjoy great discounts and promotions from our sponsors, alrighty? Now, moving on, ladies and gentlemen, in our very first segment of home shopping, we are going to be telling you more in this video presentation of what the sponsor can offer to you and who they are. So let's sit back and take a look at this lovely video from Addiction Foods.
Hi everyone, my name is Gerald and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Addiction Pet Foods. And this is Olive. And Olive is a new puppy I've adopted about 3 weeks ago. And we're very excited today to present to you the story behind the Addiction brand. And Addiction is a pet food company that we started because of my golden retriever, Zach, who was really ill with food allergies. So he was itching and scratching, had lots of digestive issues, and we discovered that was caused by the food that he was eating. So I was determined to develop a pet food that will help cure his problems he had with his skin allergies and digestive allergies. So I collaborated with Dr. John Polai, who is a holistic nutritionist and veterinarian. And he developed a range of low allergy, hypoallergenic, the highest quality pet products to help my dog. And with that range of products, my dog was doing so much better, Zach was doing so much better. And we decided to bring this product and range around the world to help other dogs and cats with similar problems. And that's how we started with Addiction Pet Foods. One of the unique things about Addiction is that we produce our foods in New Zealand, and New Zealand is really one of the cleanest places in the world to produce pet food. It's pure, it's pristine, it's isolated from the rest of the world. We have the best meats and best ingredients to produce pet foods. So for example, all our lamb and beef are all free range. They don't live in cages. They have a really wonderful and happy existence. They're all grass-fed, and that means the omega-3 fatty acids in these meat proteins are actually one of the highest in the world. One of the things that we have is a very wide range of protein options for your dog and cat. We have kangaroo, we have salmon, we have beef, we have lamb, we have venison, we have brushtail with vegetarian formulas. So we really have a pet food solution for virtually almost every dog and cat. For example, we have our wild kangaroo and apples formula here. This product is actually made with wild Australian kangaroo, which is really high in conjugated linoleic acid, which is a fatty acid perfect for skin and coat health as well as heart health. And kangaroo is actually a big pest in Australia. So by using brushtail in your pet food, it actually provides an eco-friendly solution for the environment as well. We also have our vegetarian formula, and this is a great hypoallergenic formula for dogs allergic to meat. We have our salmon blue formula here. This is our top seller worldwide. It uses King's salmon from New Zealand, which is ranked the best salmon in the world by the Monterey Bay Association Seafood Watch. It's very high in omega-3 fatty acids, great for skin and coat. We also have our Mega formula here. This is another top seller product we have, and that uses free-range beef and lamb, and it's designed for medium to large dogs. We're also very excited to share with you our collaboration we have with Kohi Pets. So Kohi Pets, for the next 2 weeks, is offering a special discount for addiction products. And not only that, we're also throwing in our new brand, Awesome Possum Treats, free of charge with every purchase. Awesome Possum is inspired by snacks we love as human beings. They are all natural treats inspired by the foods that we love. For example, this is our Super Pumpkin formula. Designed and inspired by pumpkin pie. So this is a vegan formula. We use turmeric, we use pumpkin, and it's absolutely delicious. It's a soft treat. Our Bacon Mania product is for the bacon lovers out there. We have bacon and cheese, and it's actually, you can smell the bacon when you open the bag, and dogs absolutely love it. And we also have our Beefy Bite treats. These are shaped like little beef steaks. Dogs absolutely love it. So we're very excited to also share this new range of of treats with our customers on Kohi Pets. We also, at this point in time, are live on our Facebook page, Addiction Pet Foods Facebook page, and we have our animal nutritionists standing by to answer any questions you have about our products and our brand. So if you have any questions about what to feed your dog or cat, if they have any nutritional challenges or any conditions that you need some advice from our animal nutritionist, please visit our Facebook page and we will endeavor to answer your questions. So thank you very much for your time, and Olive and I say goodbye for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Addiction Foods right there for those lovely shout outs. And don't forget about the promotion and discounts that they are encouraging all of you to go and shop for your favorite dogs. My God, it's making me hungry, man, looking at all those pet food. Can somebody just give me some bites, like some treats? I've been a good dog the whole day. What? Oh, here. Why must you point there? Hello. Never mind, lah. Anyway, we've got some lovely merchandise to give away. I must stress this merchandise. Yes, I've been corrected and stand corrected, ladies and gentlemen. Merchandise and some other great giveaways coming up very, very shortly. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got one more segment with some special guests this afternoon on our 4th edition of ePets Day Out. Who are we talking about? What sort of pets are we talking about? I'm going to keep you in suspense for a little while, but right now I'm going to hand the time back to our two very brilliant vets to answer your questions. So remember, keep those questions coming in during this segment because they are ready to take on those quick fire questions any one time. So it's back to Dr. Lin and Dr. Ho right now.
Hi. So we have received a lot of questions. Thanks for the questions. So maybe we will start with one of them. Right here. Yeah, so the question here is, what diet should I feed a senior pet cat? She suddenly lost weight and appetite. So as a cat ages, what happens is that the metabolic rate can actually decreases and the energy requirement decreases. So it means that you should actually start to restrict calories. However, around 11 years of age, that energy requirement may generally increase again because older cats may need to spend more energy to digest the fats, proteins, and nutrients. So calorie restriction, what I meant by that is maybe decrease the amount of calories by about 20 to 30%. And And what you can do also is to split out the meals into different portions throughout the day, so that your cat does not, gobble out like a meal in one session and then, gain weight because of that. And senior pet cats, they're actually quite prone to developing different diseases, such as kidney disease, which may result in sometimes lesions in their tongue and decreased appetite. And so it's also important to check in with your vet from time to time to see if there's any underlying health issues, because these health issues may actually require a different whole different prescription diet, with a different composition of the electrolytes and nutrients in the diet. And at the same time, besides feeding your cat, I think it's also very important to take note of the drinking, because we always think about feeding, but we forgot about the water. And drinking is actually very important, and it's very important to make sure that your geriatric cat drinks enough, because as the cat ages, what happens is that their sensitivity to thirst can actually decrease, and then they may drink less, and may get dehydrated as a result. And dehydration, well, it could be a problem sometimes, because it can lead to metabolic issues in the cat, and can also exacerbate some subclinical disease like renal disease, and causing it to surface again. So, well, I think providing water to cats, I think, is a huge knowledge in its own self, because sometimes cats just don't like to drink water. So it's really to find a way to provide that water source to your cat. Simple ways, ingenious methods you can do at home. So, for example, placing more bowls of different sizes around your house to make sure that your cat has access to the water. And sometimes, the cats, they actually like flowing water, water dripping down from the tap. Yeah, I don't think it's economical to let that water drip from the tap. So what you can do is to, buy those water fountains from the pet shops that will continuously have that flow of water, so that your cat can drink enough water. And at the same time, monitor maybe at the start of each day to see how much water they have drank in the water bowl. Have they actually drank? Because that's very subtle. As a cat owner, you don't really observe that very closely. But if you do monitor daily, you may actually see a decrease in water intake and things like that. Yeah. And last but not least, I think you may be asking, like, should I feed my senior cat treats? Yeah, go ahead. Treats, they add variety to the lifestyle, but we take caution that treats sometimes they can contain a lot of fats and salt. So check in your vets again. What is the best treat that's balanced? Yep. And I think this owner was very concerned about the loss of weight and appetite, right? So again, I think it may suggest some underlying health issues. And there are some tips to increase the appetite. So, for example, heating up the food to increase the aroma so that your cat can eat, and actually monitoring the weight. Besides monitoring the weight, what you can do also is to occasionally monitor the muscle mass to see if they have lost any muscle mass. So, if they do so, do check in with your vet to see if there's any issues. Yeah. I think there's more questions.
There are quite a few questions on arthritis, how to prevent it, how to manage it. For example, do joint supplements help prevent arthritis? So let me just talk a little bit about that. Well, arthritis occurs from the wear and tear of joints. So in dogs, it's quite common, but usually it can occur in any joint and multiple joints, but it usually affects the hips, the knees, the shoulders, and the elbow. So if we look at a normal joint would have a layer of cartilage on the ends of the bones, as well as some lubricating fluid called synovial fluid in the joint cavity. So when the bones move against each other, it's nice and smooth, and the bones can move freely against each other. Now, in arthritis, the cartilage, which provides this layer of cushioning impact, actually degenerates and breaks down. So it becomes less smooth, the movement, and even painful. So this is what we see with arthritis. And there are a number of things that we can do to help prevent arthritis as well as manage it. So a key factor is really weight management. So having a healthy diet, having lots of regular exercise would help your pet maintain the pet at an ideal weight. And this would also reduce the unnecessary pressure on the joints. What you can do is perhaps take your pet for regular controlled exercise, such as walking on a leash or swimming, for example. So not high impact like playing ball and things like that, which might exert unnecessary pressure on the joints. So another thing we can do, of course, you should bring your pet to see a vet, and your vet can do a thorough assessment. One of the things that your pet may prescribe would be non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and this helps to reduce the joint inflammation as well as pain. It's a little bit similar to ibuprofen or aspirin in humans, but definitely please don't prescribe your own human medication to your pet for pain relief, because some of these drugs might be toxic to your pet, and they also should be administered in different doses, for example. We talked about joint supplements. So yes, your vet may also prescribe joint supplements such as glucosamine, fish oils, chondroitin sulfate. This helps to increase joint mobility and improve joint health. Some of the other things can also be making simple changes to your home environment. So for example, if you have a senior pet at home, you might want to explore whether or not you might want to give it an orthopedic pet bed, for example, which might be lower to the ground and provide it with lots of petting and comfort so that it would not feel as stiff and as painful. Other things we can do is to put non-slip mats on around the house. So if, for example, near the staircases, around the couch or the bed, so that your pet would have more confidence when walking, so it wouldn't slip and it wouldn't be a painful fall. Some of the other things that you can use would be like, for example, a dog leash or harness, which provides support quite like a sling to help your pet get around the house. Yep. So let's see what other questions we have here.
So there's a question about dementia. I think An Hui just now covered a little bit about it. And so I would just add on to what can I do if my dog has dementia? Or rather, what can you do to prevent or slow down the development of dementia? So basically, it involves providing some mental stimulation to your animal, whether it's bringing out for exercise, daily interaction, or new training. It's not right to say that old dogs not learn new tricks. They can learn new stuff as they age, and it's good to add to their repertoire of things they know, to add a little bit of variety to their lifestyle. And there are some diets out there that you can actually check in with your vet that contains some antioxidants, some components that may actually reduce the damage to the brain and also to slow down the aging process, right? So, but at the end of the day, how do you prevent dementia? How do you help the animal? Well, the most important thing is TLC, tender loving care, and also the interaction that you have with your pet. Right, we'll see if there's any question.
Okay, I think we have time for one more question. So this one says, my dog's eyes seem to be getting a little bit milky. She's a 12-year-old Spitz, and should I be worried? So, first of all, I think that, there can become some signs of aging. So for example, the hair coat might get grey, the eyes might get a little bit cloudy, and there are several reasons for this. One of the reasons might be cataracts, or it might be other degenerative signs of aging like nuclear sclerosis. So it's best to bring your dog to a vet to get a thorough assessment. A cataract is actually opacity of the lens. So the lens is a structure behind the pupil, and it's normally clear and transparent. The lens allows light through to fall on the retina and allows us vision and sight. So when the lens gets opaque or cloudy, it might obscure the vision of your animal. And it's actually, cataracts are quite common in dogs. It's the leading cause of blindness in dogs. And the severity of the impact to the dog's quality of life can range. So, for example, the opacity might be just a little white spot on the eye, or it might cloud the whole lens over, and from far your dog might look like it's got white marbles in its eyes. So how we can address it, actually there's not really any medical treatment, and surgery would be the best option. So removal of the cataract would help to restore normal vision. But it's best to get your vet's assessment, because this might not be, for example, your dog might be able to compensate for this. So dogs can rely upon other senses such as hearing and smell, and especially in a familiar environment that's not changed around too much, they can actually get by quite easily with life. And sometimes, even though the cataract, your dog might appear to have milky eyes, they might be able to see around the cloudiness, like through the cloudiness. So yeah, that can vary. Other things that you can do is, well, I guess you also want to get an assessment on whether or not there might be undesirable consequences. So, for example, if the cataract's left untreated, it could result in uveitis or inflammation of the eye, and it can also lead to glaucoma or permanent blindness. So these are things we want to avoid, and it's really important to get your pet to a vet for an assessment. Yep. So I think that's all that we have time for today. Thank you so much for your questions. We'll hand back over to Justin.
Thank you very much to An Hui and Kelvin, our two vets from AVS. And of course, we did notice that we had a lot of questions coming in during the quick fire round. But of course, for questions that were not answered, our vets will be taking it separately on another platform at a later time, alrighty? So don't worry, whatever questions you guys have, our vets will try their very best to answer your questions. But that point about that cataract thing in the dog, it certainly brought back a lot of memories for me. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head into our next segment of giveaway. Yes. More merchandise, limited edition merchandise from AVS, and also not forgetting some lovely products from our sponsors to be curated for your pets. Now, in this round, I know I've been talking about being socially responsible pet owners, dog, cat, blah, blah, blah. But here in this segment, it's more about how you can protect yourself and your pet. Now, in this time of pandemic, you guys would have noticed that there are also rising cases of dengue, and most recently in the newspaper, you would have read about rabbits having some sort of disease. So how should we protect our pets? How should we be very cautious? As you know, most of these diseases that pets encounter are actually by airborne terrorists. Yes, you heard me right. I call these little insects that fly and bite terrorists because they just bring a lot of heartache and pains to our pets. Now, how do we avoid that? Ladies and gentlemen, just in case you don't know, in the market right now, we do have a lot of products like, insect repellent, whether it's a spray, it's a collar for your pets to use and for them to be protected from biting insects that causes all these issues and all these problems. Now, on top of that, what we want you as pet owners to do is also, when you bring the pets out, it's pretty much standard right now. I don't need to teach everybody and tell everybody that you need to sanitize, you need to wash, you need to stay clean, just likewise your pet. So it's not wrong for you to actually, after a walk with your pet, downstairs, in the park, at the beach, especially, people who like to bring their dogs to the beach, be wary of sand flies. They are called sand flies for a reason, because these flies actually do exist in the sand. So when you bring dogs out to the beach, kindly, once you get home, or if you have washing facilities at the beaches, which are commonly found at the majority of beaches here in Singapore, so kindly just give them a little wash down and just run some water on them, just run through their fur. Even your cats also, it's okay. Yes, I know some cats just hate to be showered, they hate water, but hey, it's rather to be safe than sorry, correct or not? So, in the meantime, while we are talking about this, we're going to be throwing out the question right now for you to key in your answers as quickly as you can. How can you, as pet owners, protect your pets from biting insects? How can you protect your pets from biting insects? If you do take them out for a walk, whether it's in the park, it's at the beach, whatever not, and even in the comforts of your home, because you do know that dengue is caused by mozzies. So, how do we prevent our pets from getting bitten by insects that will cause them more disaster later on in the passing years. So quickly right now, type in your answers into the comment page and tell us how can you prevent your pets from getting bitten by insects. I already mentioned about it, what? Or where that thing, it's either a repellent or think about it. We got spray, we got what? Think about the ways and the various means. Even you yourself, if you have any very, very good practices, you can actually key your answers in right now into the comment page so that our backroom team can take a look at it and know if your answer is correct. They'll just give you the prize. It's some limited merchandise from AVS and also some lovely products from our sponsors for this program. So we got here right now from what? Lambbound. Is this a new pet? Lambbound, correct, by using repellents on your insects, by using repellents on your pets and also even on yourself. Sometimes when you go out with your pets, it's good to have such things that you carry with you just in case. And preferably don't walk your pets in the middle of the night because you won't know and see what sort of insects are flying around, which is the most dangerous period. Alrighty? So congratulations to Lambbound. We'll be getting in touch with you on how we can send you and give you your lovely limited edition merchandise from AVS and also some lovely pet products curated for your loved ones. Okay? So right now, in our next segment of the program, ladies and gentlemen, we need to quickly move on to the part where it's about home shopping. Not bad, even pets now got online shopping. Good, y'all. Home, I also want to become a pet. I also old dog, what? I can learn new tricks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in this round, we'll be handing the time over to Rafco to tell you more about the great promotions and discounts and products that they have. Rafco.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is William. I'm from Rafco. Rafco, we are a Singapore company, and we design and manufacture a wide range of pet accessories. Now, before we start, let me just introduce my two furry kids. This is Rover, and this is Daisy, right? And the reasons how we started this business. So let me just get started very quickly. We have, under the Rafco brand, our signature collars as well as bandanas. And I want to quickly introduce you to our range of trendy collections. As you can see on my left, right? Our trendy collection comes in very bright colors, accessories, very funky patterns, accessories, and this is to cater for a wide range of customers who has a specific taste of trendiness for their furry kids. Now, let me just show you our product. This is one of the example of our trendy collars. Now, if you look at the trendy collars itself, what it does is that it's easy to use. It is made of very good material that is comfortable for your pets, and it's easy to secure on your pets, right? Now, more importantly, not just the collar, we also come with matching collars, leash, as well as harness, right? Now, as you can see from the harness itself, we have different range of harnesses. I want to specifically introduce you to our cross harness, right? So you can see that the cross harness internally is covered by neoprene, and this neoprene is to ensure comfort for your pet when you take your pet out for a walk. Not only is it nice, but it's comfortable. Now, next up, I also want to introduce you to our classic collection of pet accessories. As you can see here, we have a wide range of classic collections of pet accessory made of batik. And as many of you will know that the batik design is very synonymous to Singapore. It's also one of our ways of promoting the Singapore brand to the world, right? Now, as you can see, we manufacture a wide range of batik collars as well as bandanas. Let me just show you very quickly how this bandana looks. Come, Rover, right? So imagine this bandana is secured by buttons, right? And very easy to put on your pet. Now, as you can see, when I put this on Rover, what it does is that it brings out, the look in him, right? It enhances the look. It makes him look a lot more handsome, right? Now, not just the collars and bandanas, I also want to introduce you to our range of classic leash and harness, right? And this is also to match with our batik collection of pet accessories. So as you can see, We do have our classic range of pattern harnesses, right? These are made of very comfortable, very durable material. And if you look at the pattern itself, it also brings out that very classic look of the item. It comes in different colors, and we do have a very wide range of sizes, right? From extra small up to large. Yeah. Next, I want to introduce you to our range of soft harness. These are made of very breathable, light material products, right? And this comes in 3 colors, and it comes in 3 sizes: small, medium, and large. And when you put this on the pet don't feel anything because it is so comfortable, right? Matching along with our harness, we do have the same design of leash, right? As well as the collar, right? And what's important is if you look at the collar itself, the collar has a double stitching of neoprene. And this neoprene is basically to give extra protection for your pet when you put this on, as well as to bring additional cushioning for your pet. So as you can see, this product itself are designed specifically with a purpose. It's to bring comfort, and bring protection for your pet, right? Now, today itself, I just also want to quickly mention that with this particular event, we are also extending a 10% discount to all viewers. And if you visit our website, you can apply the discount code EPDO10, right? And right now we are also online. Please look us up at Facebook, our messenger. Talk to us anytime, whether you have any queries about products, how to use them, look us up, right? We'll be more than happy to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Rafko for that little shout out right there. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we've got a very special segment of our program where we speak to more of our tiny guests. I won't say they're tiny because where I'm sitting right now, they look really, really well fed. And this episode, I now know why it's called Retro. Old but still good. And now I know why I'm hosting this program. Old but not good. This is bad, man. This is bad. Ladies and gentlemen, in this segment right now, I'm joined by 2 special guests and many other little guests right here from the Guinea Pig Rescue Singapore, which is GPRS. No, not GPS, not a global position. No, it's GPRS. Don't get it wrong, okay? Guinea Pig Rescue Singapore. And I've got these 2 dynamic ladies joined by a little cute furry friends out there. And I kind of got scared out for a little while because some of them inside the cage here started running out like this is some kind of like futsal court like that, boy. They were like having a two-a-side kind of thing. Now, ladies, can you please introduce yourselves to the audience right now?
I'm Felicia, founder of GPRS.
And I'm Annebelle. I'm just a volunteer at the GPRS.
Oh, Annebelle. That name strikes fear. But she ain't no doll. Don't worry about that. She's just a nice volunteer at GPRS looking after guinea pigs. Yeah. Don't come haunt me right now. So, Felicia, you said you're the founder of GPRS. Why and how and what made you set up on this journey to set up GPRS?
So I've been doing rescue and rehome for guinea pigs for the past few years, and during these years I've noticed that I'm the only one who is actively rehoming these guinea pigs, because guinea pigs in general, they are not as popular compared to other animals. And that is why earlier this year we decided to, with my other volunteers who are also guinea pig owners, to actually set up Guinea Pig Rescue Singapore.
Okay, I know this question is not from the planned questions that we've been briefed about, and I like to do this. I like to throw off the cuff questions to my guests. You mentioned something which is very, very true. Guinea pigs are not a very popular sort of pet for majority of Singaporeans. In fact, it's around the world. So what is so special about the guinea pig, especially old guinea pigs? Because I can tell these are quite aged guinea pigs from the way they're behaving, and it's just like, because I can tell it because I'm also old, and I look at the guinea pigs come out means come out, see food, eat food, finish, go back, sleep. That's it. That's my life. That is my life. I'm into retirement already. Don't come disturb me. Just feed me, woman. I want my food right there. So, question, why are guinea pigs deemed as not popular pets? What is your take on that?
I guess compared to like hamsters or rabbits, guinea pigs are more, they make a lot of more mess compared to rabbits, because rabbits can be toilet trained, right? But guinea pigs, you don't really toilet train them. As you can see, they are like pooping everywhere, they are like peeing everywhere. So I guess because of this, they are not as popular. And I mean, rabbits, they don't really make a lot of noise, but guinea pigs are quite vocal. They can be quite vocal, especially when they hear like plastic sound or like vegetables, depending on their routine. So I guess there's a lot of parts of reasons why guinea pigs are not as popular. But in my years of rescue, guinea pigs, they get neglected very, very often.
Really?
Because the information out there, like from pet shops, are not very like up to date. So guinea pigs, they get kept in small cages very often, and owners, they don't clean their cages every day, so they get the smell and the poop and the pee smell. It can accumulate, and that is why they get smelly. If that makes sense.
It totally makes sense, because if owners don't clean their cage, means the owners don't clean their house, is it? Owners don't clean their cages, they will smell. Okay, I'm just joking. But you mentioned about guinea pigs being less popular, and when you embarked on this, you had that sole aim to actually give homes, or shall I say, to a lot of these abandoned guinea pigs. Now, were they abandoned, or did people come to you guys and go like, hey, I heard you guys are doing this thing, can you help us? I'm looking at Felicia. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to focus on this right now, because how she's handling the guinea pigs is something truly remarkable. I don't believe how she can actually balance these creatures on her thigh without dropping them, and they're so peaceful. And I thought that they would be like, wow, very irritating, like run here, run there, like I've got a mind of my own, I don't care about what you're going to tell me. Human, this is my world. You just put food in my mouth and you just watch me run. So what are the difficulties as a volunteer, Annebelle, now coming to you? Because I think, the guinea pig also kind of know, like, okay, I'm sitting with Annebelle, better don't play the fool, otherwise she'll haunt me. So as a volunteer, Annebelle, how difficult is it to look after guinea pigs? I'm going to start with guinea pigs, and then after that, I'm going to move into the hierarchy of age.
So I think besides the cage needing it to be quite big, right? A lot of I would say it's quite difficult, because you were asking how difficult.
Yeah, how difficult is it to look after
I
a
would
guinea
say
pig? Because I can see the fella, instead of eating the food, the fella went up to its own.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say this word in public, but their own excrement, right? Just went up, okay, now that's not quite right, let's go to the other one, it's the green color one. So how difficult is it?
I would say it wouldn't be very difficult, but for normal people who don't have a lot of time, I would say guinea pigs are a bit harder to rear, because they do excrete a lot of feces and pee. So if people do not have time to actually clean the cages, like what Felicia mentioned, then oftentimes they do get neglected in that sense. And also, they are prey animals, so the way you carry them also has to be a particular way, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you don't support their back or their butt, their backs might break, as it's quite fragile. So
Oh.
I think there's a lot of misconception on how they can be held. And also, if kids are too small, they might also drop them, which can result in a lot of broken bones, which has happened before. So I would say it's quite difficult if it's not an adult taking care as well. So if you expect a kid to take care, then I would say the difficulty level will be very, very high. So definitely you do need someone older to assist if you ever think you want your child to be responsible in this. So I would say the difficulty level is still there.
But actually, from what you're sharing right now, to look after a guinea pig, and it's like, you're actually spending quality time as a family.
Yeah.
Like, you need an adult to supervise a child, and the child to look after a guinea pig.
Yep.
Now, we're talking about young moderate guinea pigs, you know, the fresh ones that people like to buy from pet store because, hey, mommy so cute, mommy so cute, mommy so cute. Yeah, mommy cute lah, daddy not cute, that kind of thing. The hamster, the overgrown hamster. But a lot of people always get it wrong, like, hey, this is an overgrown hamster, it's a mother hamster, father hamster, but it's actually a guinea pig. So when kids see this, it's like a shrink down from a rabbit and an upsize from a hamster, and they will naturally agree to it. But over the course of years, as a guinea pig ages, is there more responsibility and more difficulties in looking after one?
The maintenance and the care wise is roughly about the same, but then in terms of, because like all animals and like us, we do develop like arthritis and like other illnesses because the immunity is weaker. And older male guinea pigs, they can also be prone to infection, which is basically like their bowel movement is weaker. So their
What? Sorry, what's the word again?
infection.
Impaction.
Yes.
I thought they'll be more prone to impatient. Like, I thought that's what the new phrase in my family using against me. Like, hello, you're very impatient. You're very impatient. I thought, oh, so suddenly when you say that, oh, I got bowel movement problem, I thought it was my problem, really, no. So impaction, it's actually a terminology used for bowel issues.
Yes, so impaction is actually like so male guinea pigs, they have this pocket at their private area where so impaction meaning the bowel movement is weaker, so the feces can accumulate at the pocket. So when that happens, right, you can see this private part, they can get quite swollen. So sometimes they'll need to go to the vet to see how bad it is. Then you depend on how severe it is, you might actually have to help the male guinea pig to clean the pocket every day. This does not happen to every male guinea pig, but it can happen to like male guinea pigs when they get older. So on top of that, arthritis is quite common also, which you can actually supplement with the oxbow joint support, which we have like left it over there, and other supplements where you can help with like the bone. So in terms of like taking care of these guinea pigs with arthritis, they don't really need like special care, just that sometimes they might have trouble moving. So you can actually place the food and the other stuff nearer to where they sleep because it's easier access to them. Or like for now, like this is a good size for 2 guinea pigs, but usually guinea pigs above the age of 4, they are actually considered senior already. So when they actually get older, like maybe say 5 or 6 years old, you can actually like decrease the cage size so they can move around in the cage more freely.
I'm kind of getting distracted by your guinea pigs over here, you know, but I love what you're. I'm okay. Don't worry. I'm actually listening to you. I'm listening to you. I'm those multitasking old men. You know, that's why pioneer generation don't think that we're all quite hopeless, cannot make it. But I like the way you say that, you know, as age comes along, you tend to leave the food nearer to them. So there's no need of much movement that will cause problems. I hope my children are watching this program right now. I hope you're watching and you're learning how to look after a guinea pig. Yes, because your father used to be a guinea pig for a lot of things in the education system. Yeah, what? First to kena streaming, first to kena that, first to kena this. Now, I'm going to switch the attention over to this cage area that looks like a futsal pitch right here, because I got these 2 very hyperactive ones. But the ones in your labs are like very peaceful. You know, they're like saints, you know, like meditation. Yes, let's do yoga, our womb, worship the sun. So, would you care to introduce to the audience the lovely special guest that we have on the program right here?
So this tricolor guinea pig that is eating right
Tricolor.
here.
It sounds like some union thing, man. Tricolor, tripartite.
She's a mixture of white, brown, and black, so it's easier for us to just label her as tricolor. Her name is Lulu. She's about 3 years old this year. She just went through surgeries for her breast tumor and spay, so that's why you can see that her hair is still a little bit like balding lah. And hold on.
Wow, wow. Look at the professionalism of how she handles it. Oh my goodness. I would have flipped this guinea pig from the very first go already.
Okay, so
Bad hair day, huh?
this is our Nacho.
Nacho?
Yes, his name is Nacho. He's not up for adoption because he is 7.5 years old this year, and he has various of like health issues, and he doesn't really have much longer to live. So right now he's just at our shelter, just living his best life until his last breath.
You know, it's sad when you say that. I actually feel that tinge of sourness in the heart, and the goosebumps just came up like damn, why is it like that? So, can I just ask you? I mean, I'm quite a guinea pig illiterate fella. When you say 7 years of age, in terms of human age, what is the equation?
Wow, that one I'm not very sure. Like,
Jialat liao lah, like that, how to help
it's not
yourself
as
for you,
simple.
woman.
It's not as simple as dogs 1 year equivalent to 7 years. Guinea pigs one is like, it's quite like.
Depending on mood.
No.
Depending on the calendar, lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, whether got the ring around the sun.
It's not like 7, 14, 21, that kind. It jumps as the age.
Are you serious?
Yes, correct. So that one you can go and Google and like you find out the answer. I'm not very sure because
I'm leaving this program now. I say I'm leaving this. I'm just joking.
I would have to memorize the numbers to tell
so
you.
it varies. So like maybe 1-year-old guinea pig could be a 3-year-old human. 2-year-old guinea pig could be like a 5-year-old. I'm just saying lah. Don't make me look so bad lah. I never make you look bad. Make me look bad. What piang? What kind of guests do I have on my show, man? Really angry say. All these younger generation don't know about older generation one. Now, you've got the two over there. So one is already on its way. Nacho is already on his way to martyrdom. Then what about the one in your hand? Don't tell me it's called Blackie.
No, so this is
Takut.
Millie. She's actually 4.5 years old. She's also not up for adoption because she has ovarian cyst. So she's actually going for surgery in maybe like 2 weeks or so. So the complications are very severe. So that's why we always encourage guinea pigs to be spayed when they're young to prevent ovarian cyst from happening. Because yes, so the surgery is very risky, but it's better than her having the ovarian cyst and just passing in pain. So that's the reason why we always encourage spaying when it comes to adopting our females. Yep.
Okay, that's really. I'm starting to feel like all these guinea pigs like very human-like. Ovarian cyst lah. I mean, I've encountered it in my family before. Not that it's not happened before. Then you get old age, you get cancer, you get arthritis, you get this. It's like, my gosh, no wonder they say human beings are guinea pigs also at times.
Yeah, that's why I would say guinea pigs are harder to take care of because they are not just pets you play with. You do have to monitor their conditions well, and they do develop such issues very easily.
Responsibility.
So,
As age catches with you, you also need to show responsibility in terms of looking after people, whether it's your parents, your grandparents, even your pets. So pets are like, guinea pigs are like the best form of education for people who want to learn about responsibility.
Yep.
Now you got these two special guests out there.
Okay.
We've been eating until now. Yeah, Michelin 3-star restaurant, eat until shock already. Now go back to the condo and sleep only. You see, chill. You see, these two I tell you are inseparable. Are they like husband and wife or not? Because when one fella go inside that one, the other fella will also go inside. Selit. Macam sok kali. Okay, sir. You got hello friend. You all got two shelters. One go, the other one cannot. Is it? What's your name?
Okay, so the brown one, he's with the red eyes.
Brown one with the red eye.
His name is actually Cereal.
Hey, you don't call my friend a guinea pig, okay? Cyril, you're watching this program right now, Cyril. I'm sorry you're known as guinea pig, okay? But you are a damn good MC. I swear to you, Cyril.
Yeah.
But now I know you're a guinea pig. Yeah, pink eyes. You got pink nose. Okay, so that's Cyril.
So Cereal is 4 years old.
Wait, your cereal is cereal like cornflake
Yeah,
cereal?
the cornflakes.
Say lah, cereal. Mana tahu. I thought cereal like sorry, ladies and gentlemen, pardon me, but I'm going to speak in my sovereign English. It's cereal, like breakfast cereal. Cereal. Perfect English, right there. So that's cereal. The other one?
Yes.
Milk.
And the other one,
Susu.
the other one is Mian.
What the?
No, the reason why they have different names
Mian.
is because they were surrendered from different owners.
Oh,
Correct.
okay,
So
okay,
they
sorry,
were just
sorry.
recently bonded with each other. Yeah.
I can tell. Recently bonded like that. Hello?
The brown one, he actually has respiratory.
Got name lah, serial lah. Now we know already, ma. You introduce already, still must the brown one. Don't play colour on this show, okay? We are a harmonious show. It's SG United. Love. Okay.
So Cyril has a respiratory illness and a mass and a abscess on his back, which needs to be removed. Yeah. And he has bumblefoot also, which is
What?
the soreness of the feet, where it turns red and
You use your microphone, cannot
oh,
hear.
sorry, and very prone to infection.
Okay.
Yeah, so he does come with a couple of illnesses.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a
Mian and Mian apparently has asthma, so he needs to be on long-term nebulization. So if you know the nebulization machines that humans use, they can actually be used on guinea pigs as well. Yeah.
Are you seriously saying this? Is
But
this for real?
but this has to be used according to like vet instructions. You can't just nebulize them on their own. You do have to like go to the vet and make sure that the medicines are all accurate. So he does have asthma, and I think he also has yeah, he's around 40.
I like the way the both of you like, he has asthma and
He's around
he's got a whole
chin.
checklist, Can you just tell me which one to check and tell the audience or not? You are scaring me, You are scaring me on this program, because I'm supposed to help you like put these guinea pigs up for adoption. So these problematic ones you bring for show lah. Then the ones up for adoption, you of course you will tell the people who are very interested to adopt guinea pigs, to show care and concern, to actually give them a proper life ahead, no matter how many more years they have to go. So my question for you now is, I don't want to be rude. I'm very straight up, because what you're sharing now, a lot of our home viewers will go like, wow, 咁多事嘅咧，唔好啦咁樣 so many problem. I already got problem myself. I still have to worry about the hell guinea pig problem. Then who gonna worry about my problem? Then when the guinea pig die, cannot buy insurance, nothing left for me. What should I do? Should I just adopt the guinea pig? Tell us in your most appealing manner why we should encourage people to adopt guinea pigs. Haha.
So our guinea pigs, because they are mostly surrendered, so sometimes they were not taken care of properly in their previous homes. So when it comes to us, we notice that they got issues such as respiratory issue, which a lot of our guinea pigs here they have, because their respiratory system is not very good as well. So if you don't clean their cage every day, or if the ventilation is not good, they are very prone to all these infections. And when they get infections, respiratory infections already, it can relapse very easily. So guinea pigs, they are not easy pets to keep, but they can bring a lot of joy to the owners, to the family, if you do know how to take good care of them.
Which is why I must add on for you. I must add a bit of salt and pepper, like, oh, yeah. Which is why you see this is a good pet to keep, because you can bond as a family. Parents teach children how to be responsible, how to show care and concern, because most of our kids now, including mine, are just ignorant and in bliss of people around them. But always remember this, adopt first. Don't just happy, even though you're feeling very rich, just anyhow go and buy. Don't just buy and then after that got problem. Hello, Annebelle, Felicia, settle the problem for me. Don't do that, please. Ladies and gentlemen, this program encourages all of you to adopt instead of just going out to make a purchase rashfully. I won't say Rashford, but you say Rashford. Sorry, United fan down here speaking. Yes, please don't do things on a rash. Think carefully. A pet is a lifetime commitment. True?
Yes.
Any words or any other things you want to add on to this about adopting all these lovely guinea pigs?
I just want to add on.
Annebelle say,
I think that they're quite appealing in the sense that they can end up as cuddly animals if you do spend time with them. So normally, if you want to bond with them, I would say putting them on your lap like this can also help with the bonding. So a lot of children I would say it fits in their lap compared to a big dog or a cat that envelope children sometimes. So I would say if you prefer smaller animals, they are cuddly for them. That's the feelings.
Yes, if you have a 1-month-old baby, ladies and gentlemen, we are advising you not to get a golden retriever, not to adopt a golden retriever that's 13 years old, but please just get a guinea pig because your baby may be able to envelop the guinea pig. They're so cute, you're both. Really, ladies and gentlemen, with those beautiful words there from Felicia and Annebelle from Guinea Pigs Rescue Singapore, I gotta give a shout out to these guys. Please, don't just take a look at this and say, wow, so many problems. It's not a problem. It's only a problem if you think it's a problem and you make it a problem. Because by caring for these lovely guinea pigs in the years to come before they say goodbye to humanity is something that you and your children and your family can teach certain values to. So on this note, I'd like to thank you, Felicia and Annebelle, for being on our program, and thank you to Cyril, who's sleeping, Mian, to Mini, to Nachos, and what's the other ones?
Lulu.
Lulu, okay. Sounds so wrong. It sounds like one of our favorite shows. Lulu, sir. Thank you, sir, for joining this program, ladies and gentlemen, sir. My name is Justin Misson, sir. Before we go, sir, I want to tell you, sir, we got another episode of our ePets Day Out coming up soon, sir, in October, sir. Please join us, sir, because this program very good, sir. Tell you many information, sir, about all your animals, sir. Guinea pigs, rabbits, dogs, cats, everything you can have. But next episode, we may even have some very special, unique pet owners out there. What are we talking about? I won't let the cat out of the bag. Yeah. I'll let you tune in next round in October. But here today, we'd like to say a very big thank you to Jack and Chrissy, that lovely 13-year-old goalie. Plus, not forgetting also, I've got Felicia and Annebelle with their lovely guinea pigs, all our special guests here today. And not forgetting Rafko and Addiction Foods for joining us on this program. To do a quick shout out, Dr. Ho and Dr. Lin for being our vets to chat with. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, as I told you earlier at the start of the program, if you have any fun videos, any cute videos of you and your pet doing crazy things, doing funny things, doing hilarious things, please send the videos in. Don't waste any more time, because if your video is featured, you could be walking away with some really fantastic merchandise and some great goodies for your pets. So remember, please, the best way to go is to adopt a pet and not to buy on the rush, because pets' lives do matter. My name is Justin Misson, saying thank you very much for joining us on the 4th edition of ePets Day Out. See you soon, and for more cakes and news and info, check out Animal Buzz SG.